regards to my channel and my way of life, I want to be very clear. Balance and honor is very important to me, and it's not something that I play with. Like I said, the foundations of my wisdom sit on that. That means that it's very important that I'm fair and honest with whoever I'm dealing with, and I expect that out of them as well. And that's not much to ask for myself or anybody. Meaning, if you're someone that comes to my channel, this is the foundations of every relationship you should have. It should be the first thing put on the table. But before you put it on the table, you need to make sure that, you get it? You can uphold your end on things. And so the point I'm making is, many of you guys, you come here and you play around on dishonor. Dishonor is not something that I use as an attack against someone, something I use to get attention from someone or to make a point. I don't play on dishonor in any way. And it's not something that I use in any way. And a lot of you guys, you flip-flop the line, and you don't need to come here in that mindset. Like I said, balance and honor is the foundation, and that's not nothing that I want to play around on or deal with anyone who does. A lot of you guys go out of your way lending an ear to anyone who has a negative story or some claim of dishonor on my end, but you didn't bother to ask me my side, or if I'm even aware, you get it, of whatever you're speaking of, or whatever they're speaking of. That's not an honorable way to go about things. That's your ego, or the envious aspects of your ego, where you just want me to be any dishonorable thing so you feel justified in your own dishonor. That's not how you deal with me, and that's not how you come learn from me. You can play around, joke around, but when you start defiling your own soul by being dishonorable and imbalanced, there's no need to even come. This is the source of most of y'all bitterness and disdain. You're seeking out negative things so you can feel justified about your own negativity, and all it does is make you sick and bitter and angry at this thing or that thing. And it's all your own doing. It has nothing to do with me. And so, please get the mind together. Before you come here, make sure you're vibrating on honor and balance, and not seeking any reason to go around it. Anyone I know in real life, like I said, I hold them to that. And I make sure I'm clear on that. And you have a lot of people who are incapable of being fair and honest. It's something that they flip-flop in and out of. Any moment you do a thing they don't like, or they don't get their way, then they're quick to show you that they can be an enemy. You can't be both with me. And once you show me that you're an enemy, I hold you to that. We can have any disagreement or anything you want to call it in life. But once you start attacking, so you're an enemy because of your own perspective. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing that. And so I always keep that in mind, and I keep you right there until you transcend your ways. But the main thing and the point is, come here in the right spirits. If you have any negativity within you, you don't need to come here. I don't know any of you to have like those kind of problems. Meaning, I don't have any personal relationship with any of you. I'm not sure how y'all get entangled with people emotionally like that, but please refrain from doing that when you come here, please. This is not the place for that. This is the place for you to come, you know, correct your flaws, things like that. If you think there's something I'm doing in error or something that I've done dishonorable, you bring it to my awareness the same way I bring it to you guys' awareness. And from there, you see how I carry it. Make sure you're actually right. So the same way I bring y'all dishonor to y'all, and I listen for y'all response, because that's what's going to make the difference, if you're deflecting or, going a whole path and route that's completely unnecessary, then I know you're going to keep on with your ways. And so it's not about anything that ever happened. It's all about the moving forward part, correcting the ways and moving forward. And if you're incapable of doing that, I can't have any dealings with you. I can, but I refuse to. I wouldn't care if I know you. I wouldn't care if you my child, whoever. If you can't do the bare minimum, which is be fair and honest, you have to go your own way. Salam. Before the mind is cleansed of all the systematics of Babylon, most people are not aware of the error mindsets that they have. The many different mindsets that they may have picked up from the system. When you're dealing with self, you have to become aware of intention, the true intention of self. This is where a lot of people's disdain starts, their inner bitterness, meaning they have ulterior motive when they encounter people. The encounter is not genuine. And then when they don't get whatever the ulterior motive truly was, they become bitter. They view it as if they lost something, or as if the person did something to them, overlooking that they had ulterior motive. And because the ulterior motive wasn't met, is the reason for the bitterness. Now I say that because a lot of you that are women, you come here and you're not interested in wisdom. You have ulterior motive, meaning you like me. And instead of just saying that, you pretend like you're into wisdom, and you're truly not into wisdom of any kind. You do whatever you want. You're not working on self in any way. You just like me. And then when you don't get whatever attention or results you want from me, do you get my point? And create a narrative in your mind like I'm a bad person or this or that. You have to restrain from coming here and dealing with anyone in that way. The intentions, the motive should be pure, with self first. Most people, like I said, they have the system mindsets. In that they're not aware that everything is opportunity with them, everything is ulterior motive, everything is politically correct, which is to say fake. And so, until the mind is cleansed of all those errors, most people are building and starting relationships off ulterior motive, false intentions, instead of truth. And so, these are the things that have to be worked on. Meaning when you walk in the path of wisdom, or at least trying to get to where I'm at, wisdom-wise, this is not to say that you know a bunch of scholarship. That's my own talents. That has nothing to do with wisdom. Well, my understanding of scholarship has to do with wisdom, but when I say wisdom, I'm speaking of, your being clear-minded and clear emotionally, so that the decisions that are made, whether it be you making a decision on something you heard, saw, are just a decision regarding self. It can be the right one. And the right decision is always coming from the clear mind and the clear emotional state. And so this is the work. If you come here, please try to put work in on self. That's the whole point of all the scholarship, all the wisdom that I give. It all has to do with bringing awareness to self so that the self can correct all the errors in the ways. This is important because we all live in this life. And we all have to receive from each other's error, however much that error may be. And so cleaning up the self is not enough if you're still going to be surrounded by those who have erred ways. That's why I say it's important that everyone cleans themselves up. I'm speaking mentally and emotionally, character-wise. That way we can all receive from the good character. As of now, the way society is, we're all receiving from everybody's bad character. And it's all because no one's doing the work on themselves. Everyone's pointing the finger at someone else's error to make themselves feel better about their own. And so if you come here, please do the work. If you need a little extra attention, let me know. Like I said, keep the motives and the intentions pure. Salam.